My kitty's like a python, ticking like a time bomb. Limited edition, gotta buy it with no try-on. I purr just like a lion, knock 'em out like Tyson. Everybody knows that I'm $1 million diamond. I'm reckless, offensive, I destroy your defenses. My guest list is priceless, and yes, I run a tight ship. Bentleys and Benzes through cash-colored lenses, then dollars and senses. Cha-ching, it's expensive to be made. Looking this good, don't come for free. A bitch, why? That's just who I be. It's expensive to be me. You like these Georgia peaches, you magic can't compete with. I changed the game, now say my name. Oh, bitches, nice to meet you. I take shit off the runway, my money origami. I'm Hulk tour on a world tour from Tokyo to Bombay. I'm reckless, offensive, I destroy your defenses. My guest list is priceless, and yes, I run a tight ship. Bentleys and Benzes through cash-colored lenses, then dollars and senses. Cha-ching, it's expensive to be made. Looking this good, don't come for free. It's expensive to be made. Looking this good, don't come for free. A bitch, why? That's just who I be. It's expensive to be me. Gonna smash that club like rock, rock. Them DSLs like mwah, mwah. Looking at me like snack, snack. Gonna eat this ass like smack, smack. Queens right, now kings left. Drop down, expensive. And I still don't give a fuck. It's expensive to be made. Looking this good, don't come for free. It's expensive to be made. Looking this good, don't come for free. A bitch, why? That's just who I be. It's expensive to be me. To be me.
Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Friday afternoon we meet again, and my allergies are kicking my ass. If you have stumbled upon my channel, I am Juanki, and welcome to my world. It's a cornucopia of stuff. Okay, you just never know what you're gonna get when you shake the old bag, see what comes out. I hope you are having a good beginning of the weekend. Yesterday we had Juneteenth. If you didn't have to work, I hope you had a moment of reflection. No, even if you had to work, I hope you had a moment of reflection. Because technically you shouldn't have been working, but the white man said, I have to give it Martin Luther King. Why I gotta give them too? And they had you come in. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? Try to freaking not tell us for 2 years that it was already done. Are you serious? Leave it to Texas. Leave it to Texas. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I come to you straight from the drive-thru. I got my drink. I was so impressed by the young lady who did my drink. Miss Viewers View, day number 4. Day number 4, Miss Viewers View. I am so glad to hear that it's just a mild discomfort. Fuck Texas with that mess. And we're going to get to some of the inhabitants of Texas in a minute. Miss View, trust me, I am here to give you something to just lay back and listen to me. Try not to look into the screen. It's the same old Juanki. I got my little incognito hat on. The curtains are open so the neighbors can see. So I'm going to keep my movement contained. It ain't nothing you need to be looking at. You could just relax, take your medicine. Did they give you some good drugs, Miss Views of You? Did they give you some good stuff? Okay, I have a visual. Okay, yes. And smart to only do one eye. So I know a guy. I have edibles. Oh, she has edibles. There you go. There you go. Miss View, my allergies are kicking my ass too. But luckily, I saw your. I hope you know that I catch your replays when I don't catch you live, and 90% of the time I'm in your live. I just like to be in a helicopter because I put you, I put the sound and I pop in a earbud and I'm walking around the house doing things, and I like to support from the helicopter and stuff. Miss Love Blake, nice to see you. Yes, Miss Love Blake, my Incredible Hulk is here too. Well, he's in a helicopter, but. Miss View, but a few things. Yes, my allergies are kicking my ass too. Luckily, with the storm yesterday. Oh, it was storming up in here. The electricity went down for a brief second, and then it came back up. I actually think it was like a lightning hit one of the situations with the electricity, and I think like as a safe method, it like shut down, but then it came back up within like 5-10 minutes. So. I'm glad that it came back up because, the purse is closed. Oh, the whole gang is here. The purse is closed. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Listen, the homosexuals are crashing out on YouTube and on Pride Week, on Pride Month. We're going to get to it. Because, throughout the week I see a lot, I hear a lot. And then this Friday live is when we get to let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? The things that I've seen. If y'all could let me know. Let's get into some mess. The purse is closed. Absolutely. I got it ready. But I got to do my due diligence first. So, Ms. View, I'm glad that you only took care of one eye first, because I know a guy earlier this year. He took care of both of them at once. Okay. I didn't even know that they would do that. He's actually an older gentleman. I believe he's in his 70s, right? But he's still working. He refuses to retire. And he has like a 30-something-year-old Latina girlfriend, okay, who manages all his finances. I call it modern day like abuse, like elder abuse, because that man is working and she doesn't work. She takes care of the bills in terms of like collects his check. Anyway, long story short, he went and he got it done, right? And he was out for 2 weeks, and then he came back wearing like those black shades. He had to wear those black shades for a couple more weeks. And then he, I need that 7-year-old man. Drop a bomb on that. Yes. Let me tell you, she had him dressed up. He went on vacation sometime last year, right? He went on vacation. And when he came back, I think he still gets his paycheck as a paycheck, like no direct deposit. So he comes back to pick it up, right? So he was on vacation and he came back to pick up his check. He has some brand new Nikes on, some like skinny jeans on, some logo style and a fitted. And we were just like, dude, you're 70 years old. What are you doing? We started making fun of him. They're all gonna laugh at you, and we were all laughing at him, cracking up on him, telling him that the clothes is not what's gonna keep the 30-year-old girl. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I digress. So I'm glad that you did one. You can heal and then do the other, because that way you can still have a functioning eye and do the things that you need to do. Let me catch up with the messages real quick, and then we're gonna begin the mess and what I've seen and how I started, because it started with you, Miss View. Yes, Miss View. Don't let her and her coloring books fool you and the collaging. It goes down up in Miss View's lives in the middle of the morning, in the midnights of hours of mornings. Okay, those are the best. Whenever you get that notification that Miss View is live at 6 a.m., 5:45, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., you best run, not walk. Run to get yourself up in there, because some shit went down over the midnights of hours, and she's here to cuss somebody out, okay? So it started. I wouldn't have found nothing out if it wasn't for Miss View. So I'm going to get right to it. The homosexuals. And I was like feeling ways about it. I was like, for a moment, I said to myself, let me throw on this cap to save a whole cape on, you know what I'm saying, and come out here. And then I had to do a hard stop, period, end of sentence, switch to the next page. Because then I remember, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of the stuff is not memorable. Like, when people attack me and shit like that in these streets, it's never memorable. You know, I might engage when I feel like it, if I'm bored, if I need to do some mental gymnastics or something, or I just want to get my screen away, get my eyes away and my mind away from doing numbers or script, whatever I'm doing. Whenever I need to, like, just break my day, I might engage and entertain. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I don't really care, okay? I don't really care. And as the stories and the pedigrees of these people come out even more and more, we find out even more that people who shouldn't be on SSI or on social services because they're able bodies are in social services. We find out health profiles. We find out moments of suffocation. It's just a mess, a complete mess. But let me get through the messages, and then I'm gonna go ahead and begin our discussion today. Let's see. I'm just here. People are saying hello. Let's get into some mess. Absolutely, we're in a messiny. Okay, we got Miss View says they waited for Pride Month to show out, and it is sad. It is absolutely sad. And then I look at the players. I'm like, what kind of back alley swamp? No, it wouldn't be a back alley. What kind of over the hill and down the forest into the forest swamp did we go to get these people? Where did they get these people from? Let's see. Love Blake says, at Miss Viewers of You, is it true Rico took down SZ channel? Oh, I don't know what she's talking about. Yes, it's true, Love Blake, laughing out loud. Oh, drop a bomb on that. Oh my God. Happy Pride. Our Pride is the last Sunday in June. That's how I remember it. So not yet. I think it's next weekend, right? Next weekend. Listen, I stopped going to Pride once where before the 60 came into my hand. But once the 60 was put into my finger, that solidified, okay? It was like he baptized me again and say, you are no longer living that type of life, okay? Ain't no need for me to go to a Pride. Although I still have the goals, goals, to be on a float, okay, with my twink self. Right now, my body's not at a twink level right now because, I've been indulging. But just like my 8-pack, I said 8, not 6. My 8-pack, I want to wear a G-string or a thong, whichever the regulations allow me to, because they've been really cutting down on the on the nudity on the floats and shit. Like before, I remember when I went to my first parade in college, and I was like, oh, wow, she is really, her titties were out. She had a little leaf from the front, but then she turned around and I could see her coin purse. And the boys were, they were really showing everything. So a G-string, and I want some gold sneakers, Miss View, some gold Nikes, custom made, okay? Like the American Express Centurion guy, okay? Yes, like that. And I want some wings. I want some big wings like that with just a little wire hanging like this. And I want to be gyrating on a float. Drop a bomb on that. Those are my goals. Now, is Incredible Hulk going to allow me to do that? That's a whole other podcast for a whole other episode and a whole other day. But that has been my hashtag goals. Let's see. The person's close says, I haven't been watching much these last couple of days, so I need this recap. Drag. Clock it. Okay. Took you off the market. He took me off the market completely. I remember when those doors to that elevator, because Miss View, I know Juanki Pro wasn't getting flued out. I paid my own ticket. All right. Incredible Hulk and I were conversating, which is not a word, but it is the beef sector. Miss View, I was in a staff meeting with 15 directors, head of departments, and one of them said conversated. in yesterday. I wanted to die. I was like, did he just say conversated at the director level? Drop a bomb on that. Conversated. They need to be conversated at the director level. Wow. Anyway, all right. The person's close says she will. I'd love to see that. Okay, never been to one. Howdy, hello. Just read my book. Oh, let me make an announcement because I know this might be of interest. So just read my book. Tonight, I am starting a whole new series about the theater. Okay, it's gonna be a whole different setup. It's gonna look different. It's not going to be the turning of the music and the whole nine. This is strictly me talking about for informational and educational purposes. It's a video that will stay up. And it's going to be a different format. So, I want to be able to give the information out, and then I'm going to have a little moment for Q&A. People have questions and stuff like that. That is going to happen tonight at 8 p.m. And I'll do a couple of these series tonight, going off how I usually like to do things, so beginning, middle, and end. I'm going to go straight out and just do, tonight's episode is going to be about headshots, resumes and headshots. So we'll do that. Maybe the next one after that, because there's going to be a series of videos. The next one about that, I'll talk about how to get auditions. Maybe I'll do a story time about how I first got into performing and all of that. So it's going to be all about the theater starting tonight, Friday at 8 p.m. So you'll see the little tile. It'll be different. I'm trying to streamline my stuff like that. So I'll do the Friday nights. It'll be like theater stuff. And then the morning is when we get into the mess and stuff. So just so y'all know. Okay? Okay, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen. To close out Miss View. So I'm glad to hear that it's going well. I hope that the next week everything goes well too. I've been keeping you in mind and in thought. I know you're a trooper. You're strong. You'll be all right. You had me actually trying to look it up, because I know it's like they go back there and they take something off, and it's like it's too soon, right? But it's like, are you gonna be like 2020? Not 2020, but is it gonna be like, because one thing about me, I don't know if people remember. Many moons ago, I made a video about this. I think it was like Thanksgiving Eve and shit, right? And I was having vision problems. Long story short, I came out of the lens crafters with fucking glasses. So I've been wearing glasses. I wear glasses for like the computer and reading and stuff like that. And I think we're taking the plunge, Miss Viewers to View. It's such a scary thing, right? Because it's your vision and it's like, but we're taking the plunge and I'm getting the LASIK. You guys never really seen me with glasses, because if I was to throw them on, then the glare will be a whole problem. Aside from the fact that then the haters will be trying to see into the glasses for the reflection of whatever's on the other side of the room and try to catch Hulk and the whole nine. And, I've been here for a long periodical of time. I know all the motherfucking tricks on the book. Drop a bomb on that. Okay. Miss View says the LASIK has improved so much. Yeah, and there's like 4 different types. There's like the Smile, the Smart one. Then there's a LASIK one. I think the one I was looking at was the Smile or Smart one. It's with an S. And I've had some people, I know some people that have done it. Glasses have docs. The rooms. Exactly. Oh, yeah, I remember. Yes. But it's like, you have to how could you not think that through? That's why, Miss View, last video when I was trying to pull your video in, and I was like, oh, no, because I believe you have to stay with how you do things. The moment you try to deviate and do something else, that's when the slips happen, when your screen gets flashed and people can, and then that's what, and y'all know me. I'm not one of the favorites here, which is fine. I cannot stand any of these homos. Drop a bomb on that. Great transition into that. Castro Cannon. Cannonballs. Castro Cannon. I saw you in the midnights of hours. Miss View was giving you some really good feedback, some life experience, some experience from here about your recent interactions. I was really not understanding what was going on. So I said, I have to do my research and development before I light this microphone up. And I'm kind of glad I did that. I said, hold, y'all know me to be one that I like to wait and see. I like to wait and see. I like to let it marinate, and then I come out and give you my opinions, because it is my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, please, because I haven't really been, fully invested. But as usual, the good old pastor who was selling rags just like this, okay, that were, according to him, anointed by his hands. The same hands that were on the grinder, and don't forget the lube and the whole nine. And just think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Rags. Yes, Miss View, rags. Drop a bomb on that. The ejaculation rags, for those of you who have sensitive ears. The ejaculation rags. That the one with the mustache picked up at the... See, what she needed to be doing was, instead of going to the Dollar General to get them, it was like 4 a pack for like $1 and shit, to then try to resell them for $15.99 and shit. What she needed to do was to stop by Miss Swan, the Asian waxing lady, to get that mustache removed from there, okay? Get that mustache removed. Perhaps that's why you've been the side chick all these decades. And she just needs to give it up. She knows she was in that room, in that Carnival Cruise, rug licking and bull dyking. She knew. She knows. We all know. I know a homosexual, whether male or female, when I see one. I've developed these skills. Just like I have a strong skill at sensing when somebody's pregnant, okay? I'm like the pregnant whisperer. I am. It's something about, and I've been able to call it out in the office environments that I've worked in, the whole nine. I've been able to call it out before they even announce it or anything. I've also been wrong. I was majorly wrong one time on the train when I got up to give my seat to the lady, and she was like, no, and I said, no, you're pregnant. And she looked at me and she said, I'm not pregnant. Drop a bomb on that. And that's when I realized you're not really supposed to say anything. But the belly looked like a pregnant lady, because there's different types. It looked like a pregnant lady, and she still didn't take the seat. She really didn't take the seat after that. And I feel really, really, really bad. I was trying to do the good thing, the right thing. And after that, I never got up for another lady. Because I was just like, I'm not doing it. I'm not, And somebody told me, you're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed. Sometimes you got to be told these things, especially when you are coming up and, not knowing nothing. What these homosexuals do know is that they are putting together a production. Catherine Cannon and the Tommy. The Tommy. And of course, Jay Wilson has to put his 25 cents in there. Okay, he's try to infiltrate. So I listened to Miss View, and it was Sour Patch Kid, which is the first time I hear Sour Patch Kid. I've seen her for a very periodical time on the streets. It didn't really. I wasn't really surprised to hear her voice. Sometimes we hear people's voices, and we're like, oh, I didn't think that person would sound like that. But she was actually sounding pretty smart, and I enjoyed the conversation between you and her, Miss View. Though Miss View was ready to attack. Miss View was like, because Miss View went on to do a whole other reading, and then Sour Patch got up there, and she was like, oh, what are you doing here? Like right away, no new friends. What's going on? Are you coming to read me? Because I don't give a F about what you got. And then it was like, no. Okay, all right, you come in peace. Okay, let's do this. So Castro Cannon came on. From what I deduce and what I take out of the conversation was that there's been some domestic issues going on between him and the Tommy, okay? And then I couldn't really find Tommy, and I just found him this morning because he also fell asleep. There was another live Miss View interview that was taken down shortly thereafter, but guess who was watching? That's right. I was watching. I wasn't inspired to take notes or record or anything like that because it's just really not that deep. It's another ugly homosexual couple that does not inspire any type of je ne sais quoi. to other homosexuals. It does not inspire. It does not uplift. None of that. So I guess Tommy went over to get his dick sucked earlier this morning, and SSI recipient Castro Cannon. Which then, if you're receiving SSI and you are able-bodied, so able-bodied that you're able to, and I applaud this, ladies and gentlemen, I applaud this young man going out in the highway, okay, with baskets for Father's Day. I'm not even being shady. I showed that shit to Incredible Hulk, and Incredible Hulk was like, let me do it with this hand so I could feature my ring. Incredible Hulk was like, very good for him. Like I have respect for that. I have respect that, able body, instead of like sitting at home vegetating, just collecting the SSI check, put the baskets together, organize them, set up a whole tent. It was a monsoon happening that day, rain after rain after rain. He has his little basket set up. It almost made me want to buy a basket and send it to somebody, to be quite honest. So I applaud that. Yes, I applaud that. And I said to myself, I was getting ready to come out here. I was getting ready to come out here and be like, because I understand that they were also making fun of him being on the side of the road selling baskets, which I don't see anything wrong with it. As a matter of fact, I see something like that, and the first thing that comes to mind to me is entrepreneurship. Drop a bomb on that. Yes. Entrepreneurship doesn't have to just be down at Wall Street. It doesn't have to be, corporations and setting up it. It's just if you are in need of money and you prefer to, and you decide to go out there and do something creative, because it takes thought process to gather the products, also buying the products at a rate that makes sense, so that when you sell them, it makes sense and you're cutting into you're making a profit, right? And then actually organizing them, that takes skill, that takes dedication, time, drive. You understand what I'm saying? I hope that when the baskets were being made, no tobacco was being smoked and no weed, because that you don't want them chemicals, in the actual product. But I applaud that. And then I drug deeper into the page because I'm not a subscriber. I'm not a subscriber. I'm not. I am subscribed from Castro Cannon shortly after he decided to, to talk shit about my conflict with this honest honest row, the hoe. Okay, drop a bomb on that. Okay. See, I don't do well with the whole, especially gay men to gay men. I don't do well with the whole, the inflatable man at the sales carsman, just going with the wind anywhere, just wanting to be liked. Castro Cannon hits me as somebody who wants to be liked, hence why he will go and be up Jay Wilson's ass whenever possible. Let me tell you, I must be the only homosexual on these streets that have not gone over there. And I've been called several myriads of times. You know why I don't go over there the many of times that I've been called? Because I can't stand that man. I'm talking about Jay Wilson. That is a nasty piece of faggot. Drop a bomb on that. A nasty piece of faggot. I've seen that type of faggot all my life. All tired queen. I told you, they sit at the, we have these lounges and shit, right? So usually it's the door, you come in, the bouncer, door, you come in, they'll have a bar right there because they want you to start drinking. They have a bar right there, another one back in the room, if they have it downstairs, upstairs, but right there. Jay Wilson is the faggot that sits right at the corner like this, just waiting for the door, just looking at the door come in to see what kind of piece of trade is going to come in. And then when he sees it walking, he's going to be looking and to see if he's with somebody or alone. And during my single days, I went out a lot alone. I didn't have a problem going out, catching 2 good drinks, sitting at the bar, talking to somebody, just talking, looking at the games or whatever, the Beyonce concert, whatever was happening. Take my 2 drinks, my 2 shots, and be out, and my Uber's outside waiting. Or if I felt like walking and taking the train that day, whatever the case may be. I had no issues with that. Absolutely. I would take myself out all the time. Not a problem. Jay Wilson would be the type to watch me go in, and I'll be chatting with the bartender. I also had a lot of bartender friends that would tell me, "Oh, I'm so-and-so, come see me." And I will go over there, and then they will give me the drinks half price or whatever. And then I would just pay the full price as part of the tip. Okay, that's everybody does it. Everybody does it. So then I could see him walking around and plotting right next to me. So, can I buy you something? No, bitch, you cannot buy me anything. You cannot buy me anything. And by the size of that belly, you probably should not be drinking all these empty calories. He is a bastard. Drop a bomb on that. He's the worst kind. He's absolutely the worst kind. He was up there this morning, trying to like offer support and advice. So it looks like Tommy wanted to get his dick wet this morning, and he went over there to whatever cottage Mr. Cannonballs is living at. And so Cannonballs went live. Tommy was live too, and of course it was fireworks, and not the one that require Pastor Wilson's cum rag. It was fireworks. Tommy came back. It looked like he was either high or drunk, one of the two. There's way too much liquor among these two homosexuals. Way too much liquor. Way too much liquor. And he fell asleep on live. He might have rolled up, smoked, and then fell asleep. By the way, Tommy, who the F are you catfishing with that picture on your page? And then when we see you live, and it's a lot going on. I mean, and both of them strike me as, I'm trying to find my words. I don't want to say uneducated. I don't want to say like from the swamps and stuff like that. I don't want to say ugly. It's just really weird. It's just really weird. Ms. View says, my bestie is a gay male. Known him for 30 years. I told him about Wilson. He said not to trust him. Absolutely. Drop a bomb on that. Absolutely. We all know. He is and you know what? I knew Jay Wilson was absolute trash before even the beef sector. He was in the beef sector like that before. I knew he was trash when he was using God as blasphemy. I know the word. I'm just playing with you guys. I know the word. As blasphemy, and telling the ushers to virtually pass the collection plate when he was doing his Sunday services. He used to get up there and sing and the whole nine. That's when I knew this guy. The moment he started bringing God into this type of arena in the capacity that he brought God into, I knew that was trash. Absolute trash. Absolute trash. And the reason why you would never see me over there, never, and I've been called myriad of times because he thought he was going to be able to coin keep me here with whatever drama or controversy. No, I wouldn't talk to a Jay Wilson in my real life. Why the fuck do y'all think I will engage in a virtual world? It's absolute trash. I don't care how many degrees. And let me just be, Ms. View has degrees. I have degrees. Other people have had many degrees out here. Notice the difference. Absolutely notice the difference. Cannot keep a friend for their life. Fuck a friend. Cannot keep a network together. And be the first one to pick up a phone and call the authorities. When I look at Jay Wilson, when I see the picture, chaplain services, I'm transported into a double wide trailer in a trailer park home. I see it. I see that young man in the middle of all that chaos. I see it. But I don't excuse the outcome of it. I don't excuse it because many people have come from poor environments, harsh environments, missing parents, like the whole nine, and they become great, successful people. They have empathy and sympathy for people. They don't take the word of God as a way to keep me here. None of that. So when you have something like that, Castor Cannon, I don't understand why you levitate and orbit around his planet so much. I never got, but like I said, I saw Castro the way Castro was moving. When Castro's grandmother passed several years ago, I went over there and told him that I was sorry. I offer any support I heard him out at times. Oh, yeah, I didn't know any of that. Drop a bomb on that. Yeah, I didn't know any of that because it wasn't up to me to put that shit out there like that. I feel sympathy and empathy for him, and I literally wanted him to do good because it was a rough situation, you know. But then he chose sides. He chose sides. He had a lot to say. You know, he will play both sides of the fence. He will be over here and then we'll be over there in the middle of the night. Yeah, y'all forget this is live. Y'all forget this is recorded. Y'all forget that like we get notifications. Y'all forget that people can have different screen names. Y'all forget all of that. Y'all forget that we can see how people are moving. So, Miss View, based on the conversation, because I really couldn't, and I really didn't really give so much into it, but it looks like the homosexuals might have throw some hands on each other, and you know, I heard the HIV being thrown around. I heard SSI checks being thrown around. I heard a whole bunch of shit. I heard that Castro is just, you know, open and available for anything and everything. I heard abuse claims. I mean, I heard so much during Pride Month, by the way. During Pride Month. I heard all of that. Absolutely disgusting. Young menses, if this is how y'all trying to get it popping, because then I heard Tommy saying how this is all part of clicks and views, you know, and he was promoting some of the most hated people on here, and he was during the live, he was even in the live. Like, Tommy strikes me as a type who just wants drama. He strikes me as somebody who's very lonely and alone. And, you know, is using this apparatus as not just entertainment, but he's not only in a relationship with Castro Cannon, he's in a relationship with all of you guys, you know, with the actual apparatus, with the actual YouTube, you know? It's just a fucking mess. And I feel bad that people who like to take a peek into the lives of people are going to assume that this is how homosexuals and gay boys behave in a relationship. This is not normal. Let me just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is not normal. Okay? This is not how no. Even in the poorest of environments, this is not normal. This is not healthy. This is not normal. This is not how two men that are together behave with each other or towards each other, or how they run a relationship. This is not. This is older bodies, because they're older. They're not teenagers. They're not at college age. Older bodies who haven't matured. Okay, older bodies that think that out of this, you know, creating drama, they're gonna become superstars on YouTube. Okay, it's absolutely toxic. Absolutely toxic, Miss View. And they are one drunken night and one high night from stabbing one another. Okay, and somebody going to jail. Well, both going to jail. And then one going to a hospital. You know, a hospital. And another one going to jail. And a trial and the whole nine. And having a felony on a record. Drop a bomb on that. Absolutely. Beyond dangerous. Yes. It's crazy. Crazy to me. This is not, and on Pride Month. Like, my thing is like, okay, y'all got a fucked up relationship. Y'all toxic as fuck. Y'all in the middle of bumblefuck Arkansas nowhere, okay? Swamp people. The swamp thing. Okay, the swamp thing. Y'all not the best of good looking, so y'all probably, and who knows what the profile said, because the other one said HIV and shit like that. And I said, okay, but you're with them. HIV, but you're with them. Oh, he's only good to fuck her, but you're the one fucking him. Drop a bomb on that. I mean, you gotta be careful when you do them reads, because they boomerang the fuck right back to you. You know, you're talking about their health profile, but you're the one laying down with that health profile, unless they have to be together. You understand what I'm saying? Many people have to be together. They have to be together. All right? Let's see here. The Muckanger Lips husband. Oh, for the first. No, it's okay. You got to pass for the typos, Ms. View, because you are you know you're working with you know what you're working with. You're working in recovery right now. They were a male gay marriage. Yeah, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Let me tell you. Back in my single days when I was dating, y'all know that I went on 13 dates. Okay, I was on 13 dates. If you were here back then, you saw me go through it in the whole nine. I remember I went on a date with somebody, right? And the date was fine. It went fine. Then there was a second. It was gonna be a second date, right? And I was down at Wall Street. I left a message or something because I was getting on the train. And then on the train, obviously, I didn't have any reception. And it was about maybe a 35, 40-minute commute. Between that, my last message to the 40-minute, when I got out in Washington Heights to walk to my apartment, I have 5 messages, Miss View. And every message, and it was back-to-back messages. Every message from this particular individual was more, it was more louder and louder. Where the 5th message, he was cussing me out because I wasn't picking up the phone. And I used to live 4 blocks away from the train station. So by the time I got out and I'm walking my first block to get to my building. By the time I got to my building, I had already called that back and let him know, you don't talk to me like that. And lose my number. You're unblocked. I was in the train. What are you doing? What are you doing? And all he needed to take was just for me to see 1 ounce of misplaced anger. And this is during the I'm trying to get to know you moment. Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. But you have to understand, who does somebody like a Castro Cannon and a Tommy in the gay community here on YouTube have they had to look up to? A Jay Wilson? A Timothy Blaine? A Timothy Blaine, Jay Wilson? Really? A concubine that gets locked into a basement and sings show tunes from the basement, who has come out here, allegedly married, okay, has come out here to let us all know that he would have preferred to have married a black man, but he settled for a white man. Drop a bomb on that. That's what they have to look up to. A Rico Deontay Barber, who has been in the front seats, the back seats, pickup trucks, have been in pickup trucks for 2 days straight. Because the hookup said you are not coming into my grandma's house and letting her see you. You stay in that truck. Come get fucked and sucked and put right back in the truck. Get a nasty piece of rag and just wipe yourself out and keep him right there in the pickup truck out in the middle of the fucking winter. That's who they have to look up to. Okay? I mean, what do you expect, right? What do you expect? So the live has been taken down already, but it was more aggression this morning. It was more going back and forth. Castro Cannon, brava. You are playing victim very well. However, the pedigree says otherwise. You're doing the things and you're hiding the videos because why did you go live in the first place? You called that man over, Miss View. Castro Cannon called the man over to get his dick wet this morning. I almost felt sorry for Timothy, but then I remember that he's catfishing everybody with them pictures. So I was like, no. If you know, and then people in the Jay Wilson, if you know why you keep going over there, Jay Wilson, because perhaps he does not want to have to log on to Grindr like you did to try to get his dick wet. Okay, perhaps the lube was already over there and he didn't have to remember it, so he was gonna go where the lube was already there. You understand what I'm saying? Oh hell no. Yes, Miss View. This all went down in the midnights of hours this morning. And Castro, hurry up and hit it. Just read my book says, Castro knows Tommy has a mental health and gay acceptance issues, purposely pushes his buttons and plays with his emotions. Once you add drugs and alcohol to this, it can become deadly. It's dangerous. Thank you for clarifying. Just read my book, because now I understand. Now I know how to properly place everybody. Excuse me. Oh, it's a drink. Now I know where to properly place everybody. I knew they can't be wrapped too tight. I know that being in the middle of the swamp in Arkansas somewhere, as a gay man, and that's another thing. I've always thought, like, as a gay man, like, I will get the fuck out of these bumblefuck places, swamp places, forest areas, and at least just for temporarily, so you could find yourself, you could network, you could experience things, so you're not so sheltered, so naive, or play so naive. You understand what I'm saying? And I say play some naive because this will be a different video for a different day, but I don't know if you ladies remember how Castro Cannon got to these streets. Drop a bomb on that. I'm pretty sure the ones that have been here for a while know. But this is a season of creating new narratives. This is a season of erasing the history. This is a season of selective memory. This is the season of selective storytelling. All right, but do we not remember Castro Cannon's pedigree? At least said by him. Do we not remember Castro Cannon's X-rated videos that were, passed around with the fleshlight? Do we not remember that? Do we not remember the accusations given the lifestyle and it's getting spicy in here. I know. Listen, I'm just remembering. I'm just remembering. If you ain't like it, you ain't like it. You put it out there. You put it on YouTube, didn't you? Rewriting history. They're rewriting history, Miss View. They're rewriting history. I mean, I'm going to be the one to say it. If maybe that was a storyline that he was telling back then. I'm giving you a way out, Castro. Hang on to that one. Let me do it again. Maybe that was a story that he was telling back then to get on and to have a backstory to his story. But we do remember that he said that he confirmed that he used to be a prostitute. Drop a bomb on that. Now they're getting ready to say I made it up. God know me to make shit up. Now they're getting ready to say that that's not true. Oh, defecation of character. I said defecation of character because I'm shitting on all you bitches. Drop a bomb on that. With your own truth and reality that you put out, Castro Cannon. He used to be on the Craigslist too. I'm not even talking the grinder. I'm talking about like actual the Craigs are putting ads and stuff like that. He was a prostitute. I'm not going to get into the health profile. I'll save that reading for when I need to get further spicy because it is just 12:48 on the East Coast. So I'm going to spare the folks that are on the West Coast the salaciousness of my monologuing this morning. Tommy, did you know that? Perhaps Tommy knew. Perhaps Tommy knew. I did notice. Just read my book, like you. And now I'm putting it all together. It's like all pieces are fitting together like this like a puzzle in my brain, because every other sentence that Tommy was monologuing this morning was the faggot with faggot this, faggot that, faggot this. I was like, oh my God, it's like a kink. It's like a kink. Every other word was that, and I'm like, but you're one. And you're walking into the building. He was walking into the building telling somebody in the midnights of hours, telling whoever was in the lobby about it. I'm like, oh, so your people, you just, okay. Well, good for Arkansas for being so open-minded. I lived in New York City and nobody in my building knew my motherfucking business. As a matter of fact, I used to go all the way downtown to do my dirt by my lonely. Okay? I used to do my dirt by my lonely. And if I needed to go on dates, some of you guys saw it. Like Incredible Hulk and I didn't get flued out. I paid for my own ticket, Miss Viewers of You. But Incredible Hulk and I's date was out of state. I had to get myself to JF Kennedy. Okay? Sit in the Delta Lounge enjoying some cock and tails. And then woke myself up to be in boarding group number 1. All right? And as I sat there, the lady came over and said, Mr. Pro, will you be dining with? Absolutely fucking yes, I will be dining with you today. The fuck you think I paid this ticket for? My Sky Miles number and everything is in the reservation. Yes. Yes, I pre-order my meal. And bring me the bottle of champagne. I know you got 4 up there. Drop a bomb on that. It's 4 bottles, Miss View. They have 4 bottles. It's true. They have 4 bottles of champagne up there for first class. Absolutely, yes. 4 bottles of champagne, 4 bottles of reds. To be drank among 20 people. I know it. So, maybe that's how he met him. Maybe he pulled them up from the streets. Since at some point it seemed like everybody either had an OF page up in here. Everybody was either doing jerk off videos on the FaceTime. Yes, some of your highly coveted content creators were selling a session on the FaceTime for a Cash App. The heck, yes. Give me my damn food and champ. Yes, Miss View. Yeah, absolutely, Miss View. Okay. But they're getting ready to say, I made it all up. No, the best part, Miss View, is like, oh, he been watching all these years. He been stalking. Bitch, how the fuck am I stalking you when you are part of the same environment that I'm in here, right here, and you're putting all this video after video after video after video, telling your fucking tea because you're so fucking depressed and lonely, and you're getting services, and instead of using the services, all you care for is the voucher. But you don't take advantage of the mental help that they can give you, the counseling and the therapy sessions. No, that's not important. I'm going to get this EBT right now and run it at the bodega. All right, for some wrapping paper. So I can go roll my weed. Okay? That's the thing. That's the thing. Oh, but he be watching. Bitch, well, you made the videos. Drop a bomb on that. You made the videos to be unwatched? You made the videos to what? Just sit there in the server? You told the business. You told your business, Castro Cannon. You did. Didn't make it up. And I'm going light on you. And some of the people that been here just as long as I've been or before me know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm going light. I don't have to go intense and deep because Tommy has done that for you. Okay? Tommy has done that much better than I could. Much better than I could. Just read my book says, I don't care if I ride cargo. Give me my damn smokehouse almonds and my ginger. That's right. I want it. Whatever it is. Did it come with a ticket? I want it. I want it. I want the napkin. Just read my book. I want the damn napkin. Okay? See, these kids were so, just looking to drop a load inside somebody so quick. Y'all should have just gotten one of Jay Wilson's cum rags, and pleasure yourself every morning or evening or middle of the day, however you need to do it, so that you didn't have to end up in these situations. Some of the most coveted, highly acclaimed, okay, who are shaping your digital world. Content creators in this sector found in front of cars, behind cars, in back alleys, on top of the car, front seat, back seat, driving around. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about the homosexuals. You got Tracy who was she got down. No, somebody went down on Tracy, Drop a bomb on that. Okay? If somebody can go down on Tracy on live, Rob was in there. His face was fucking down. had not been washed. And y'all remember when the hurricane came to Texas and the bitch didn't know the fucking toilet ain't got no water for 3 days? How the fuck did you not know you didn't have no water for 3 days? And that man took one for the team, okay? Proving that penis will do everything and anything possible. Penis will do everything and anything possible, and began eating the plate, facing the plate, eating the seafood. Oh, that man ate that seafood. I'm assuming he had to, yes, Miss View. I'm assuming he had to, first of all, open up the bag, the seafood bag, boil, whatever, to get to the boil. Oh, let's not talk about the boil. Yeah, I know the boils around here. The boil is the one that let Rico La know his health status, but that will be another video for another day. But he was out there, and she was like, "Oh, you so crazy." Who has respect for somebody like that? We can actually say she had sex on film. Drop a bomb on that. We can actually say she's an adult entertainer. Security. I'm just Miss View. We can actually say Tracy Cakes was pleasured on for the World Wide Web. And then it's like, oh no, she's being used and abused. She's letting herself be used and abused. That's a grown ass woman. That's a grown ass woman who in her days, she will come out here, light up a microphone, and go from the cradle to the grave and everything in between. Okay? All right? That's a grown-ass woman. Old enough to be a grandma in some situations. All right? Old enough to be a grandma. Ooh, my sister is in the emergency room today. Not as a patient, but as a, doctor. So drop a bomb on that. She be sending stories and pictures. Oh my God, Miss View. Oh, Miss View. Oh, when she was doing her studies and her residency and all that in DR. Woo, this girl will send us pictures of like how in DR they do things a little bit differently. One time they had to amputate somebody's leg up high. They literally had a saw and they were sawing it back and forth. And then they carried the leg and put it in just a cardboard box. And they give it to the family members and shit. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And then when she was doing the babies, the delivering of the babies, because they were really hands-on. So she's Lordy, yeah. And we will have video and, tales and pictures. And we're trying to be supportive because this is my little sister following her dreams. But she's like below with the doctor, and he's like teaching her, and they're opening the woman, the whole nine. And then the baby came out right away because it could happen really fast or really slow. Came out real fast, and then all that amniotic fluid just splashed all over her neck down like that. All that woman's juice on her and shit. They had to take a whole bunch of vaccines before they can like start working with the public because of the exposure level of shit. It is for emergency purposes, Lord. It is for emergency. They do that in most. Oh, they do? They do? Like the old show. Oh, wow. Okay. I thought it was just over there. But Miss View, the thing that really blew my mind that I was like, okay, girl, you need to stop it. Like, I was like telling my mom, I'm like, because we were in a family group. And I was like, I do not want to see this. Like, I remember it was like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting ready to go to work, Miss View. And she was like in the maternal unit or whatever, and this lady came, and they already knew that the baby was coming with issues and stuff like that, but they did not know that the baby was coming with 2 heads. Oh my God, I got chills just saying it. And I actually saw the picture of the, unalive baby with 2 heads. Drop a bomb on that. Oh my God. 2 heads. 2 heads. I tell you though, she has an iron stomach. She can do, and she's been like this for years now. She can do a shift, see everything, 2 heads, Two heads missed view. I forget what the disease was called or whatever, but and it was obviously stillborn at that time. It was stillborn and it was two head. Yes, yes, I seen that it. I seen that it. And when she first got in one of the rotations, right? They assigned a body to like teams of students. Her team was a team of 4. They assigned her a body, and they will have to go to the like the freezer every morning and pull out the body, and then they will lay it there and they will do their studies like that. She told me that for the first week, because they all lived in like a dorm situation, for the first week, and this was like the first year, and they named the body and everything. They gave it a name. But for the first week, all of them were sleeping together in like the common area on the floor. Nobody wanted to sleep by themselves in their own room, because they all had their own rooms. Not like bunk beds, but just their own rooms. They all would sleep in the common area for like a whole week once they got there. It's just, I'm telling you. Let me just see here. Just read my book says. Yes, my cousin who's a charge nurse got hepatitis from a patient in the 90s. Yes. Yeah, they often have to do, they have to keep up with their vaccines and all that. Here the hospital has like a whole room dedicated just for the staff. So, and they do training on like, well, especially after COVID, like they put her on a whole mask and they had to fit her for the thing. So she has her own, if they call that, and she's like in a trauma, like a high level where the helicopter comes. So she has to put that whole thing on, and it's like a space woman and shit. They have to stay focused and to what I need to be done and do what they need to do. Yeah, it's a lot. I couldn't do it. So my hat to you, doctor. Absolutely. So anyway, to close out, because it is 1 p.m. and I wanted to make this short and sweet to the point. Castro Cannon, we will continue to watch. I feels nothing. I feels nothing. I do give you your props for going out and selling the baskets. Yes, absolutely. You're able body. It is my understanding that you are collecting a Social Security check. Visually, you seem to be okay, but we can't tell disabilities that way. We don't know if it's up here in the mental capacities or what it is. I can't tell what's mental capacity and what's the swamp. I'm just being transparent and 100%. Tommy, keep producing the content. This is what you want. He was very clear and told us that he's doing all of this for clout and for content. And, he's recommending people to follow certain content creators for the purposes of just creating more of the content. So don't feel bad when people don't feel bad. I understand you wanted to go get your dick wet this morning, so you went over there because you said that Castro Canyon is easy. He's easy to fuck. He's only good for that, so you went over there. But then he gave you a whole situation. You came back. You were upset. You had to smoke. You passed out on live. You were snoring. People were making fun of. They're all gonna laugh at you, and they're all gonna laugh at you and continue to laugh at you. I'm mad that you are catfishing people. You cannot Photoshop real bad the picture, and then we go in and we are, it's like the swamp thing. It's not only are they at the swamp, but it's a swamp thing. It's like a lot. I understand we all have bad days, but then I peruse your street and I saw that it's not a bad day. It's the swamp thing. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? All right? Don't make no videos about this. I'm not going to watch them. I really don't care. You should not be engaging with Sister Wilson. She just wants to exploit you. That's an old tired queen. It would never survive in a big city. Okay, somebody had to die for him to build his house. All right, that then he later on pimped to white men walking by. He tried to act like we don't see the white man with the belly walking by. It is my understanding. I didn't know this, but recently I learned that he was a married man and stuff like that. Listen to me. Daughter, listen to me. When you get caught up in a freaking grinder sting operation performed by my friend, my true friend, Marquise Wiley, when he was doing investigating reporting, and you send that 6-inch hard peen. Because Miss View, it wasn't like it was a flaccid 6-inch and then it grows another 6 inches to make it a 12. No, it was a solid rock hard, baby. Don't forget this loop. And we're all looking at it like, well, you don't need no loop for that. That slips right the fuck in. There's no drop a bomb on that. Okay? When you get caught up in a sting operation ran by my friend, medicated friend, Marquise Wiley, and you still get caught up again with the thing going on. 333. Remember, oh, Lordy Lord. Oh, Jesus. That's what he said. Oh, Lordy Lord. Oh, Jesus. You know? When you fuck with the woman that you brought for us to see, he had her sitting right there next to him. This is my daughter. My daughter. And daughter drags you from one end of the country to the other end of the country, goes up and down your LinkedIn and calls out. And is he working there? No, he was term. And they say, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. What you mean you didn't mean it that way? You called HR on this man on live, having your suspicions that he wasn't working. He was just playing dress up for us with the, chaplain services. Chaplain services. It's just a cesspool. It's a cesspool. Absolute trash all around. Absolutely. Grinder. It was. He has an Audi. Oh, bless Watkins and her wigs. Let me tell you, I took a stroll because I like to make sure people are still here with us and alive. I took a stroll to see if Bless Watkins was around. Her last live was like a year ago. Have you seen her? I have, it's like, but I went over there and then I took a stroll on her posting. Miss View, and I'm gonna leave you guys with this. She had a picture of a washer and dryer, a yellow washer and dryer. She was like, I had one of these in the 90s. Drop a bomb on that. Now bless. Miss Bless Watkins and your wigs. You did that. You ate. She turned that. She turned that. Miss Bless Watkins and her wigs turned that. She had the picture and she said, I had a washer and dryer in the 90s. Drop a bomb on that. Yes, Miss Bless Watkins, go on. You had your washer and dryer in the 90s. Well, I'll tell you why you can't wash and dry your past with VS and them. You couldn't possibly the Mess Express and you was the vice president of that whole thing. But we're gonna rewrite your history too. We're gonna rewrite your history too. If I don't go live, Miss View, for a year, these folk will forget. These folk will forget. These folk will forget that she was one of the highest contributors to that whole mess that was destroying homes, fabricating, aiding and abetting. You understand what I'm saying? But he was watching. He was watching all these years. He was watching. What did you expect me to do? Not watch? Tell it. I'm just saying, Miss View. Let me get my wait a minute. Let me get my gadgets together. I was so impressed with Miss Bless Watkins and her wigs because she, at 90-something years old, she knew how to operate her gadgets and shit. But it still does not erase the fact that you were at the helm. You were the chief financial officer. No, fuck the financial officer. It was a mixture. It was a hybrid position, Miss View. It was CFO and COO of the whole production and was at the helm to destroy people under the disguise of woman empowerment. Miss View says she acts that she was not in that. And we all remember. So was Big Burger Brie. Okay? Eating her burgers as she was enjoying and being the secretary, the chief secretary in the whole organization. Because it was an organization. Okay? It was an organization. It is what it is. It is what it is. Well, it's been wonderful. it's been fun. We should do this more often. I have a feeling we'll be doing this again on Friday. Okay? I wanted to get to the galas and events that are being coordinated, Ms. Viewers of You. I found the video where she did the valuations. That's what she called the valuations of the spaces and taking people's opinions on it. Okay, Ms. View? And the most delusional of it is when she finds a space that actually has not that much. When she Miss View. Okay, let's read what Miss View is saying. I have to get off because I have an appointment. I wanted someone better if someone needed to meet in a parody. I wanted someone if someone needed to be me in a parody. Not that much. So let me tell you, Miss View. She got so we'll do Shish Trish and her valuation of the space. Miss View, she got on the stage. Mind you, they're showing her the space. The guy who's coordinating and showing the space is over there in the corner, hiding in embarrassment as she's whipping this live, showing the stage. She gets on the stage and begins and commences to give an acceptance speech for an award. Drop a bomb on that. We're going to listen to it. We're going to watch it. I do have to run because I have to be somewhere shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun. Please make sure that you tune in if you're interested in the theater world. Tonight, we're going to be talking about headshots and resumes. It is the first episode of a brand new series that I'm launching. It will look different. It will sound different. It's not going to be the timing thing, the turning thing. When I say it's go time, it's going to be go time. So make sure that you, once I put up the tile, which will be in a little bit, make sure that you hit the notify because once I go live, I'm going to give it like a minute and then I'm going to start my thing. And then I'm going to take some questions and stuff like that. All right. Because this is for informational purposes. I'm trying to give out as much information from my experience. It's not the all end all be all, but it is what worked for me. And I would like to believe that I was a successful unknown. Drop a bomb on that, which is what I always wanted to be. Always wanted to be able to still have my anonymity. Oh, that's not happening right now. But I always wanted to be able to be a common folk with a nice paying theater job. Okay, we're not on stage, backstage. We're not backstage, on stage. We're not either one of them two producing, and be able to support myself handsomely, go on vacations, have vacation time, sick time, 401k, the whole nine, and I was able to accomplish that. So I'll be sharing some of my experiences. All right. I will see you guys later tonight at 8 p.m. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Love Blake, Miss Love Blake, Miss Viewers Review. Just read my book, The Purse is Closed, and all the helicopters that have been here, the ones that have thumbed me up, thank you so much. The ones that have thumbed me down, suffer. Y'all put it on YouTube. I'm just telling you my experience, okay? It's not a dick. Don't write it so hard, especially if you didn't bring the lube. Don't forget the lube next time. Next time you come here for Let's Talk About It, don't forget the lube. On that note, see y'all later. Peace.